like obviously two different approaches. How do you manage like the growth of your teammates? Because like having support staff is one thing, because I'm not going to say that it's a bad thing, but they might not have as much ambition in terms of the growth. But like you guys were the young BD guys back in the day, and you've since grown into something bigger than that. How do you managing your BD guys at present? Like, are you going to give them the opportunity to, you know, build up that pyramid as you build up your pyramid type of thing?
For sure. I think a big thing is we're invested in their success. Like I was super fortunate to have a partner who like first year didn't call me by my name. He just called me Roy for Rookie of the Year. Like, it was not an option.
Which you did win.
Which I did win. So you know what I mean? Like that's
amazing.
It is,
right? Like,
that's like the psychologists, they talk about sports psychology and how you create tapes of like winning a championship.
Right.
You play it on your way to the gym, and then when you win the championship, you're like, oh, I've already done this.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's the Rookie of the Year thing.
Yeah. So it's just I guess
Roy,
that same mindset of just being passed down. It's just like there's no other option. And you know, the more they win, the more we win, right? They're at the same time like a reflection of us. So yeah, we're fully invested in their success. And you know, you break it down to, I guess, one, back to your point, you know, you hired athletes for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. Like naturally, I think most athletes have a certain mindset.
Yeah. It's the whole thing is like a constant battle, because you're like, you have to be really selective in who you hire, or you just, or there's two models. You can like try and get the best guy, or gal, but you're not going to get them every time. So it's a little bit like it's a tough read, because for the first few months, you're not really going to know. So it's just, you're actually just wasting your time in some cases. And then sometimes it works out and they can blossom into this thing that just becomes a killer.
Yeah.
But I think that has to do a lot with processing though, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's a situation of like how much of it is the process you give someone, how much is it the person, right? Like, you know, you hire an athlete because naturally they're probably going to have the right checkbox, ambition, you know, drive, yada, yada, right? Check. But then, you know, you could have the most, a successful athlete get into a position and they just don't get it, or they don't have like a business sense. Like you're not going to,
there's gotta be something. If somebody just started and they're leaving at 4:59, I mean, they're not gonna.
No,
they're not gonna. When I started on the capital markets team as an intern, and they only gave me a 36-hour a week contract. I think so you don't get benefits.
I remember that too.
I was making like $14 an hour or something, working as a summer intern, and I was actually working really hard. I would get in at usually 6:30, and I would work until oftentimes 11:30. Not even kidding, because we're preparing these crazy presentations. I was like part of their sim team basically. And getting them ready for pitches and stuff. And I was so scared that I was going to look like I was overcharging them. So I wouldn't even record my hours. So I was basically working 7.5, getting paid for 7.5 hours a day.
People talk shit about millennials, man. Like we're the backbone, right? Like screw boomers.
Yeah. So now if you see somebody leave at 4:59, you're like, what? Like, oh, man.
And Garrett makes a good point. You have to find people's motivation regardless of their role and find out what's important to them and where they want to go with their career, and make sure that you're helping them do that. Otherwise, they're not going to run through a wall for you.
Exactly.
Right. And if you at least go to like people I work with, and I literally ask them sometimes, they like, what's important to you?
Yeah.
What are your goals? Like, how can I help?
Yeah.
I think that goes a long way.
That has been a really interesting part of like my career trajectory, is when you have these younger guys and you're like, okay, how do I make sure that the dynamic between them is okay? How do I make sure they have enough runway? Am I mentoring them enough? Am I wasting my fucking time? Hopefully not.
Hard to,
so where do I allocate resources?
Yeah,
so it's like the thing about our business is the whole time you're running your own business within the business.
Yes.
Right. So
very entrepreneurial.
Yeah, you have the ability
inverse on is always a tough. How much time do you spend where? But
and luckily it's working out for all of us. So